Economics, policy, and living sustainably. Until 2 decades ago, the world looked at economic status alone as a measure of human development. Thus, countries that were economically well developed and where people were relatively richer were called advanced nations, while the rest were poverty was widespread and were economically backward were called developing countries. The economy is the system of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. There are different types of economies, common, traditionally market, and mixed. Each varies in their ideals and system of controls. Economies are not born in a vacuum. These controls or regulations are established by norms or laws put into place by those in power, usually a government, and they are applied to individuals, industries, and government alike. Most countries of North America and Europe, which had become industrialized at an earlier stage, have become economically more advanced. They not only exploited their own natural resources rapidly but also used the natural resources of developing countries to grow even larger economies. Thus, the way development progressed, the rich countries got richer while the poor nations got poorer. However, even the developed world has begun to realize that their lives were being seriously affected by the environmental consequences of the development based on economic growth alone. This form of development did not add to the quality of life as the environmental conditions had begun to deteriorate. Developing countries were suffering the consequences of a rapid expanding human population with all its effect on the overutilization of natural resources. Thus, increasingly, the world began to see the need for a more equitable use of earth resources. The control over natural resources and the health that is reproduced also begins to create tensions between people that can eventually lead to both strife with a country and wars between nations. The current strategies of economic development using up resources of the world so rapidly that our future generation, the young people of the world, would have serious environmental problems, much worse than those that we are facing at present. Thus, current development strategies have come to be considered unsustainable for the world's long-term development. The newer concept of development has come to be known as sustainable development. Environmental policy is any measurement by government or corporation or other public or private organization regarding the effect of human activities on the environment, particularly those measures that are designed to prevent, reduce harmful effects of human activities on ecosystems. Living sustainably is about choices and behaviors, both big and small, that enhance our lives, care for our environment, and encourage us to live within our means. It is the practice of reducing our impact on the Earth's natural resources, reducing our carbon footprint, and living healthier lives. Sustainable development is defined as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It also looks at the equity between country and continents, races and classes, gender and ages. It includes social development and economic opportunity on one hand and the requirement of environment on the other. It is based on improving the quality of life for all, especially the poor and deprived within the carrying capacity of the supporting ecosystems. It is a process which leads to the better quality of life while reducing the impact on the environment. It is a strength that is acknowledged the interdependence of human needs and environmental requirements.